Hey guys, welcome back to Summer Day Studios. Long time no see, and I'm gonna tell you today how I got my first job as a graphic designer. So like I started. So the first time I'm gonna play my speed paint of this painting I did because some of you asked if I can post that, so I'm going to do that. And while I talk you through the video, so I remember I was in uni. This was during COVID time, and I was spending a lot of time indoors, applying to jobs, doing a lot of coursework, and a lot of applying to jobs, to be honest, because the job market was terrible. I think it started to get terrible around that time. And I remember my university had this board where they would have internship options for students, only for like students in the university. So I used to check them regularly. That's how I got one of my gigs to do, where I first started to do like proper work for like another organization. So I was able to work for the university's marketing and department, where I was for an event specifically, not for the full university, just for that event. And I did all the graphical design for the event, and I also did a lot of the waiting, helping people out and all that stuff. And I did a lot of posters as well, which was really fun. And around this time I was still learning how to do a lot of the different things as well. And so I saw this graphic design job in there, and I was like, well, yeah, might as well just apply for it. It's not like I'm gonna get it. And then a few days later, I think I got a call, and I didn't realize it was from the lady who was gonna become my manager later on. But she called me and said if I'm available for an interview, and I said yeah, sure. So it was like pretty quick. We had like a small chat, and then she told me that for this interview, because it's mostly for students, I had to provide a project sample, and if they liked it, then they will take me up on that offer. And I said yeah, sure, I'm happy to provide you that. And I think this was Thursday, and I had to provide them the sample by Monday, and then I had the interview on Tuesday. So pretty much the whole interview project was I had to make an animated GIF for their company, and they would eventually, if they hire me, they will use that on their company emails. And I thought that was really exciting, and because they said it's animated, I really wanted to put a lot of effort into animating what I was animating. Now I don't know how much I can tell you, because I don't know how much I can tell you about the company as a whole, because when I finished working there, I didn't keep too much of my projects. They wanted that to be like in the company itself. So I'll just give you like a idea. So it was kind of like an email GIF of because it was a dog treat company. So they wanted like an email GIF of their dog just like jumping around. They didn't say jumping around. Okay, technically fine. But like an email GIF of their dog. And then I asked her to email on Friday if you can send me what your current design looks like. And she didn't reply because, well, I'm guessing she was already busy. It was the end of the week. And so I was like, well, I'm gonna go full on through the whole thing. And I learned how to animate a dog walk cycle, and then a dog run cycle. So I could have like the dog walk and then jump and then walk a bit, and then I would loop that in, and it was like a long banner format. So the dog had to jump around, to jump through the house area, jump over the doghouse, and then out of the frame, and then the animation would loop again. So I wanted to make it look really nice, so I painted the whole thing by hand. At that point I was using a lot of painted artwork for my design stuff, so a lot of it is painted. I still have a lot of those designs. I just can't show that because, well, I'm not allowed to show that. Anyway, so I ended up sending that to her on Monday, and Monday afternoon, and she sent me what they expected on Monday morning. And what they expected was so much worse than I thought. Not in the bad way, but in a good, I don't know in what way to be exact. I don't know how to explain that, but pretty much how I was expecting it to be like very fluid animation. It was not really very fluid animation. It was like a few frames animation. It was nice animation, but it was not as fluid as I was thinking. So I could have, if I had known that, I could have like not gone ham. But because I went ham a bit all over the animation and over the idea that I had in my mind, they really liked it. And during my interview, pretty much they immediately they said that they really liked my idea. They already wanted to like talk to me, which was really great. And then I was able to talk to them a little. I met my manager, I met the company CEO, and then they showed me around the office. It was on video call because it was during COVID time, but it was still such a great opportunity. They said that they had a few more people that they had to interview, and but they really liked what I sent them. And but yeah, fingers crossed. I was really hopeful. And then looking back at it now, you would be a bit you would think about it if they asked for a sample, because you want to give your watermark as well if you're sharing any of the designs before they paid you, because you never know, right? But it was new. I was new at this as well, so I wasn't sure what to expect or what to do. But it was a nice interview. I didn't expect anything, but I was really happy at my performance, and honestly it gave me a lot of confidence. So I wasn't even worried if I would get the job or not. I was just happy that I did well, because a lot of the interviews I'd done previously, maybe I was not that confident, but in this one I was really confident. And I think it was a few days after they called me, and then they said they're really happy with it, and then I got the offer, which was great. Now the difficult part started. It was during COVID, and the university was like, you can't travel during COVID, and because they wanted me to really come in the office and work in the office. And that really was something really exciting for me, especially if you've been like, for the past 6 months, you've just been shut in your room with no one around because you're in university. I really missed everyone. So I was like, yeah, why not? And the university was like, make sure that you take extra precautions when you go and when you come back. And I said, yes, I will. Of course I will. And so started my journey there. And then, so it took me about like 2 hours to travel from university to the job location. And on the first day I arrived pretty early, so I had time to take some breakfast. And I was really nervous. I didn't really feel like anything, but they had like boiled eggs in the market, so I just got those. And I was just waiting. I remember just waiting outside the shop, waiting for the clock to go like 8:30, so I can just walk towards the office. And yeah, so as soon as I walked in towards the office, I saw a lady just waiting to like clock in, and that was my manager. And she was like, "Oh wow, it was really nice to meet you." And I've been waiting. And then so I had to sit there for a bit, because she was like, yeah, just sit there in the front office and I'll come get you in a bit. So I sat there for a bit, just waiting around. I was just looking at other people doing their jobs. It was really busy. And then eventually I went to the HR department. I had to sign a lot of the paperwork and all that stuff. And then I went upstairs. That's where the office was. So on upstairs they had the graphic design part, then they had the marketing, and then sales. But I was pretty much working in the marketing team with my manager, and I loved my manager. She is still one of the best persons I've worked with. She is so lively, such an amazing lady. I really miss her actually. I really would I really wish I could go and see her again sometime, but it's been such a long time now. Anyway, so once I started working there, I remember the first day was just like setting up your work. I'm trying to understand how things are going. So pretty much that, meeting everyone, understanding how everything worked, and all that stuff. And pretty much once I started working there, initially I was doing part-time because I was in university. But once I was able to graduate, I started. They took me on full-time. So that was super exciting as well. I did a Christmas event. We had months to plan out what we need to do for each packaging. So we had like Halloween. I helped them with spring. The spring collection was already starting, but I just did help them with posts and stuff. But then that's where I got my first experience at proper packaging. Like, initially you would do those, but then it's really interesting and to start off at like a company and really understand how these things work in real life. And I was also able to get the opportunity to go with them to one of these manufacturing facilities, because we were manufacturing for a new product, and even the thing that gave me a lot of confidence was the manufacturers there were like, oh, is this your first time doing like a proper commercial packaging? And I was like, yeah. And they were really surprised because they really liked the design, which really made me happy. And I still think about it because that gave me so much confidence. And I feel like I think about that even today when I feel like I can't, I feel like my work is not good enough. And hopefully that's some of you can resonate with me as well. Like, even there's so much feedback on everything that you do, that whenever a client comes to you and says, oh, they really liked your work, or they really appreciate what you made, it makes you feel really good. Because and one of the things that I had a really tough time learning in person was to just not take the feedback, any of the feedback, to heart. Obviously, I had to tell myself that this is someone else's business, and not everything that I'm in mind, not all of my ideas will hit, right? But not all of my ideas will resonate with them. So sometimes I had to like take the feedback, like this looks like the company CEO would sometimes be like, no, don't like it, change it completely. And that you had to be completely okay with that kind of feedback. And everything that I've learned today, everything that I was able to put a base on was from that company. And that was such like a luck-based thing, that now we do so many clients. We have Upworks as well. Upwork, I mean, that thing. And then we have emails where we talk to people. And then we get clients from referrals and all that stuff. But it's such a great thing to remember where we first started out, especially because I feel like I had no idea what to expect, and then I was put into this world, and then finally I was able to understand. So everything that I based on is everything that I learned then. So I'm really grateful for all of that. And yeah, I just look back at that really fondly and really appreciate the time. Yeah, so that was pretty much a little bit of my story of how I got my first job, and the experience was great. Honestly, I designed, like, I did animations. We had like the most fun thing about that was we had animations for email signature animations for every season. So we had like spring, summer, the original one which would be there most of the year, and then we had Christmas, then we had Easter, even like simple ones for like if there would be events happening. So yeah, if you're sending an email, everyone would know that, oh, you're going to an event. And I thought that was such a great and creative way to like spice up your email signatures, because they're such a boring piece of graphic that you need to add to your design, right? But once you have animation to it and then you change it so occasionally, it makes it so fun. And yeah, I want to do that for our summer day as well. So maybe I will do that next week, and maybe I'll bring you along and we can do that together and just like reminisce about where I started off with and where my journey has begun and where it has taken me till now. So yeah, really appreciate it, and really appreciate all of you as well to be here. And yeah, we're still learning, we're still figuring things out. We're still so new that every single day we're learning. There are days that motivation's really at zero, but you have to show up, you have to keep doing the work. So hopefully eventually things will go in a more positive direction, and hopefully we can help more people out in design. And especially now when I think a lot of people rely on AI designs, I feel like I still want to have that kind of upper hand when it comes to that, know how everything's done before any of that. So that really makes me happy. And I think one of the things that really helped me was my background of doing a lot of painting and artwork. And definitely I would love to show you what kind of art I used to make, and I probably want to go back and make some videos on that as well. I feel like because I've been working so much at and even making illustrations on like on Adobe, or just using vectors, that I have not had time to do any painting. But I would love to show you the kind of paintings I really admire and really love to do. and make like a mini series about it. So that might be a little fun activity to do as well. But thank you so much for listening to me. Let me know how your design journey is going, how, if you're looking for your first job as a graphic designer. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again next week.